All right. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, I am live. All right. So let me get things in order here, and I'm going to start recording. Because this replay is going to be on 3speed.tv. Go check that out. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Monday market update here on CoinLogic TV, where we are looking logically at crypto assets. I am your host, The Logical Dude, your favorite van life living crypto investing digital nomad. I hope you guys are doing great. It is Monday. It is May the 23rd. And I don't know why I just had this blank, because 2 days from now is my 40th birthday on the 25th. I have made it. Well, I got 2 more days to go, so I don't need to speak too soon. But yeah, anyway, it's Monday, May the 23rd, 2022. I hope you guys are doing good. So just letting you know now that Wednesday, May the 25th, I will not be doing a live stream because I will be celebrating my birthday and I will be spending some time with family and that kind of thing. I do have an NFT launch that is going to be happening that morning to celebrate my birthday, so y'all can go nuts on that, but I am going to get that released and then go offline for the rest of the day kind of thing. So that's the plan, at least. Going to be going, taking a hike, and then we've got a family dinner that evening. So yeah, is what it is. Dude's got to celebrate himself one time or another, So, but anyway, today we are talking about these markets and celebrating the fact that we are holding support. But how long are we going to be holding support is going to be the question on that. So let's take a look at coin-logic.com. We are taking a look at the top 10 by market cap. You can see that at current time of this, Bitcoin is at $29,244. Holding support for dear life. Ethereum is at 1990. Tether's number 3. BNB actually climbed back up into that number 4 spot. It had a nice big solid pump earlier in the last, really in the last couple of days. We are back up to 329. And then we got USDC coin, XRP, Binance Dollar is at number 7. Cardano's at number 8. Solana is at number 9. And Polkadot is at number 10. So we're going to take a look at our top 10 gainers of the top 100 today. We have got Loopring at 19.5% gain. We've got Phantom at 13.5% gain. We have got Aave up 12.6%. Terra USD is up 11.5% at a whole 6 cents, guys. Good stuff. Yeah, right. Anyway, we've got a new stablecoin for the Cosmos ecosystem that we're going to be taking a look at here in just a little bit as well, so stay tuned for Composite. But we have got Neo at 11.6% gain. We have got Ethereum Classic at a 10.75% gain. We have got Kusama at 8.45%. Steppen is up 6.97%, and we've got eCash up 6.59%, and Uniswap is up 6.55%. So we are seeing a bit of a rise in the markets today. So if you're doing some short-term trading, you can grab some gains, which we're going to be doing a lot more trading on the channel coming up. I'm going to be using PancakeSwap's new perpetual trading platform. I'm going to be doing a poor man's challenge, a poor man's 10x challenge. I'm going to be starting with $200. And I'm going to see how quickly between DeFi and leverage trading that I can get up to $2,000. So we're going to be trying to do a little poor man's 10K challenge, or 10X challenge, I should say. So hopefully getting that started in the next week or so. I'm actually waiting on all my Osmosis and UST funds to finally get unlocked from LP. So that's been a whole nightmare. Anyway. Top 10 losers of the top 100. We have got Terra Luna. We've got Maker. We've got Zilliqa. We've got Nexo down. We've got Huobi token down. DeFi chain. Decentraland. FX token. Bitcoin is down just a little bit. And then Avalanche is down just a little bit too. So those are your top 10 losers of the top 100. Our fear and greed index, we are still in extreme fear at a 10 right now. So that just means that the market sentiment, especially out there on social media, is not doing very hot. As far as our technical analysis here on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we are still looking at a sell, but we're ranging up into that neutral territory. So we've still got 15 indicators and oscillators that are screaming sell, or 10 of them are a buy. 10 of them are neutral, and then one of them is a buy. A little difference in live stream and recording is I have to, fight the urge to just stop and start back over kind of thing when I screw up something. So I just got to keep on rolling with this. All right, so we are taking a look at the Bitcoin chart here. This is on the daily time frame, and you can see that we have been finding some serious support here, really trying to build some structure here. But what I am getting nervous about, and I don't know if you want to count this little liquidation wick or not, but this is looking like a pretty big bear flag that's really kind of forming. So, if you look at the way, you got the trend line that comes down here. Let's see here. I totally did that wrong. Let's try that again. So you got your little flagpole that's coming down here, and then we've got our little flag that's starting to really kind of form here. It's kind of looking a bit unsettling to me, because this could absolutely continue to break to the downside. Well, if that happens, you take the length of that flagpole and bring it down, you're looking around the $15,000 level, which of course I have said before. So if we go and we take a look over here at like my main charts, all right, we're going to take a look, and we're going to take see here at some of these support and resistance levels. I am messing all up over here. All right, so we are finding the support here, but if we break support, we're going to drop down, and we're going to continue to drop down. Actually, this is the 3-minute chart. That is why I am looking at that all wrong. Aha, there's my support and resistance lines. It's a rough one today, guys. Trying to get into this whole live stream groove, so just bear with me on this. Anyway, all right, so you see where we're at. We see we're building our support here around this 30K level. If we take that spill down and we get down around that 19,000 level here, that is, or the 19.5, that's where we topped out in 2020. If we go all the way back here, that's really the only spot that's holding us up, besides right here, November, December of 2020. Okay, that's the only support that we have in that level. If that continues to break further down, we're going to be running towards this zone right here, which is between 14,000 and 10.5. I know that sounds like Duke, but it is what it is. It can absolutely continue to drop down to those levels. But if it drops down to those levels, man, I hope you have some dry powder on the sidelines to buy in as cheaply as humanly possible. So I am personally watching for a potential breakdown of this level. If this does end up breaking down, which we are, if we look down here on our market cipher indicator, our momentum is already down here in the depths anyway. And it's trying to make a recovery, but it's starting to curve around like we are losing momentum. Our RSI is starting to tick down, VWAP starting to tick down, and money flow is ticking down even further. So that's telling me that we could have some potential downside, or we are just consolidating in this level. So if I'm closely watching for a breakdown of these levels. If we have a breakdown of this level, I am hoping that I'm going to have all my trading money available out of Osmos till I can come in here and short this, because that would be a really good opportunity to take a short, not financial advice at all. But I am looking for, down here on the momentum, I am looking for a possible sell signal to crack at some point. It's just been really weak volume. Hasn't been anything very impressive in the past few days. It's been kind of boring, kind of choppy. That is on Bitcoin. Now, like I said, if we go over here to like Binance Dollar has been a little exciting. There's been all kind of little pumps and stuff. I've been watching the really super short-term time frames, and there's all kind of trading opportunities on the short-term time frames. So you just have to, judge yourself and know which, what time frames are you looking at, kind of thing. So when I play my longer term time frames, I'm looking at 4-hour, daily, weekly, that kind of thing. When I am playing like some serious trading action, we have got the 1, 3, 5, and 15 minutes are at play. So to me, it's kind of like a video game. My ADD brain can get those smaller time frames. It just works out for me. Not everybody's the same way, though, but it's taken me almost 4 years to really kind of figure all of that out and figure out what I'm good at playing and what I'm not. So we're going to see how good I am at playing that kind of stuff when we get into our poor man's 10x challenge here that we're going to start hopefully next week. So anyway, so it just really depends on what assets that you're really trading in right now. Like I said, BNB's been doing great. It's on a nice little uptrend here. Actually looks like it continues to have more continued upward momentum. So I'm going to continue to watch this. I am going to be watching for the potential of a reversal at some point. So hopefully, if that happens, I'll be available to take possibly a little short to come back. But BNB's been looking pretty strong. So hopefully we can just get back up to some good consolidation levels. If we do break down, we're going to be looking for some channels to form. Something like a little bit more of a longer term bear flag. If we are forming a bear flag, hopefully we can form like a bottom here and continue to move in the opposite direction, because we all want things to go up. We don't want it to go down. So let's take a look real quick and see kind of what is happening on the macro landscapes and see how we can, kind of prepare on that, because with the crypto markets very closely correlating to the traditional markets, you really have to pay attention to it at this point. Earlier, like in my crypto career, it wasn't quite as tightly correlated, but now that you've got institutional investors involved and that kind of thing, is definitely a bit more highly correlated. So I like to watch and see what the traditional markets are doing, because those will be preambles of what Bitcoin is probably going to be doing. So taking a look at our SPX here, we are still on a pretty nasty downtrend. We are up actually today 4.46%. So that's actually a nice little pump up. But we're going to see what kind of momentum we can draw. So this is still looking like that we could keep going down on a longer term time frame. If we zoom out to the 5-year, you can see there's still so much room to come down. I don't really think that that the stock market is going to stop until it finds some of these previous levels from around 2020, because that's really the only level of support that it has there. Same thing really if you go and look at like the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones. It's all very similar, especially in the US markets. The Japanese market is in a bit more of a longer term consolidation period. We can look at the 1 year and see kind of where it's chopping. We've got this falling wedge that's been happening. It looks like it may be trying to break up a little bit, but it's going to take a lot, for any of these traditional markets to really push in any kind of upwards bullish territory. We are safe to say that we are in a bear market situation globally, not just in crypto, but we are looking at this for the overall stock market as well. So I actually want to go and take a look. You can see now the US interest rate, okay, because they just raised it last week or week before. I don't know, I'm losing track of weeks. But anyway, it is now at a solid 1%. 1 basis point, however you want to say that. So the U.S. inflation rate year over year looks to be, as it has dropped over the past week, to 8.3%. That just means that you're only losing money to inflation at 8.3% versus 8.54% that you were a couple weeks ago. So you're still losing money to inflation at an extremely large rate. Most companies, because I know like when I worked at Apple, I never saw a raise more than 3%. I think maybe 1 year I saw a 4% raise. The absolute top raise that you would get, unless you just straight up move to a different position, just a year over year raise would be 5%. And I'm talking you had to have like superior numbers to get that 5%. Well, as you see here, that wouldn't even catch up with inflation now. All right. So most jobs, the raise, like income raises, do not even catch up with interest rates. And I mean, that's if you even trust these numbers. I don't necessarily trust these numbers. I think a lot of it is fake. So I think inflation rates are actually a lot higher than what they seem to be. So that's just my personal opinion. If we go and take a look at the mortgage rates have absolutely jumped up as well. We looked at it last week. Actually, we didn't look at it last week because I didn't do a video last week. But anyway, we were around 5.29%. 5.25% is still expensive, getting more expensive to get money for a house. If you look at the core CPI, it says the core CPI is up 5.83% or 5.83, whatever this is judging. But, I don't know. I still think that inflation rate is a lot higher. That is my particular outlook on that thing. I'm not an economist. I am just trying to look at these markets, trying to make a judgment on an average person's level, because the thing is unless you specifically take classes for economics and business and stuff like that, they don't teach you this kind of stuff in schools. They don't teach you how markets work. In a lot of cases, they really just don't teach you the actual aspects of how markets work until you actually like get in there and realize that most of it's all a scam. At least in the traditional world. So everything is manipulated in one way or another. Crypto's kind of the same way. So it's once you realize that and just learn how to play the game with it, then you'll be in good shape. But you have to take a look at all of these different macro spots. So it's not just about the crypto market. You have to take a look at these overall indices to see kind of what, these markets are doing. So if you think about it, crypto is a technology. And it closely follows the technology stocks. So if you want to kind of, folks, lost my mic for a second. There we go. So if you want to, really kind of pay attention to any like close market structure between crypto and the traditional markets, you can look at the tech sector and kind of follow that, and you'll start to see that crypto really closely correlates to the tech sector a lot. So you can kind of trade based on that as well. Because especially if you're a U.S. citizen, you might have a lot of trouble, trying to trade these markets as well, as far as doing leverage trading, because, we live in the land of the free, more or less the land of the overtaxed and overregulated. So one way that you can play the markets is you can actually go into like Robinhood or something like that and play options calls, calls, puts, that kind of thing. So you could have gone and put in a put on the S&P 500 and rode that wave down and made a bunch of money. So same thing as like, shorting and playing leverage on the market. It's just in a different way. Crypto, actually makes it a little easier to trade the markets up and down. It's a little easier to understand, in my opinion, because you're just dealing with, a percentage of leverage versus having to deal with all the different alpha and deltas and all the different, all the different time, time decay that you're dealing with options and all that kind of stuff. Options can really get kind of crazy. So I am going to be doing all of my leverage trading on PancakeSwap using their new perpetual trading platform when we get more into that. So, but, again, it's using all of your tools to be able to take the data so that you can make, intelligent trades. Educated trades, not just looking at something and going, oh, I think it's going to go up. Well, why do you think it's going to go up? So is it because of certain fundamentals? Is it because just technicals? Is it correlating to, to something in the traditional world? Like, why do you think something's going to go up? These are the kind of questions that you have to ask yourself. So I'm trying to bring as many tools to the CoinLogic platform to help people make an informed trading decision. That's what I'm doing for myself. So I'm bringing all these tools into one place so that I can make my own informed trading decisions to see what kind of trades I'm going to be making on a short term and on a long term, rate kind of thing. Anyway, all right. So I'm just, we're just taking a look at a couple of things here. Sorry, guys, this is a little, I've been playing around with these new live streams set up, and I'm kind of losing myself for a second. All right. So taking a look now at a new stablecoin for the Cosmos ecosystem. We're going to just move on along, and we are going to be talking about the Composite token coming that is going to be built on the Comdex blockchain. So the Comdex blockchain is built on the Cosmos SDK. So it's one of the inter blockchain connectivity blockchains, so where it can actually connect and you can have a lot of interoperability with different blockchains in that ecosystem. So they are actually creating what is basically their version of make or die. And it's they got a really good little platform that they're building here. So taking a look at this article here written by carbonZERO, it's our partners that they validate a bunch of nodes on the Cosmos ecosystem and support the planet by giving 10% of their commissions to projects like Ecology, which goes around and plants trees to offset carbon emissions and that kind of thing. So anyway, this is on Leofinance. I finally got them to come over and start putting articles here instead of Medium so that we're actually using Web3 technologies, but that's aside the point. So go check out this article. So they have a basic breakdown on what is Comdex. So Comdex is a blockchain that their mission is to bring the global finance structure to the blockchain through oracles and that kind of thing. So basically you will be able to trade synthetic assets like gold, silver, and oil on their decentralized exchange that they have coming out. I was playing around with the DevNet, and then they're getting ready to go into a testnet. And so once that gets going, you'll be able to come and play with it a little more. And I think it'll actually be an incentivized testnet on that. But what they have done, is, especially in light of the whole UST debacle and everything, is they are actually, and even before that happened, they were starting with what is called Composite. So Composite, or CMST, is basically their answer, like I said, to make or die, which is a stablecoin system built on Ethereum. What that is a collateralized stablecoin. Okay, so basically you take a bunch of Atom, all right, or different, once they get different assets going in the ecosystem, you'll be able to put up different assets for collateral, but they're going to start with Atom. So the Atom token you will basically put into a vault, all right, which is going to be a collateralized debt position, all right, and then you're going to have at least 200% more than what you're loaning against it. Okay, so when you get those CMST tokens, and I'm sorry if there's any background noise, I'm in an area where there is some industrial stuff going on across the street that's going to be a lot louder than I thought. Anyway, getting back to the Composite. So this is essentially a way that you can actually build your own credit line. Okay, so you can take your Atom, post up in this collateralized debt position, and then take CMST token against it. So that is, it's going to be like a soft peg to $1. Eventually, depending on global needs, they can, they're going to adjust what it's going to be pegged against. So what this is going to be is, so typically 200% collateralization of IBC enabled assets. So users minting CMST must ensure that their CDPs maintain a minimal collateralization ratio of usually 150%. If not, then it'll get liquidated. Okay, so if something happens, like in the markets become volatile, like what happened, last week or a couple weeks ago when UST absolutely fell through the floor. So when the asset that's backing the stablecoin drops, okay, the difference between something like a collateralized stablecoin and the algorithmically driven stablecoin is that it will just liquidate the collateral and basically take the collateral and pay back the loan in itself. So it keeps it balanced that way. Now, if the assets continue to drop, that could cause a problem. We actually saw that a couple of years ago with the Maker platform, which is why they actually started introducing the backing of the assets with USDC. So Maybe Composite will eventually add in some stable coins that you can back it up with as well. Maybe some XLR USDC or something like that. I don't know. Definitely not trusting UST anymore at this point to back anything. So, but yeah, so this is essentially their plan and their answer to bringing a stable coin to market on the Cosmos SDK that is more of a collateralized stable coin and not that algorithmically driven stable coin that we all saw absolutely failed. So yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in that ecosystem as far as the Terra Luna stuff anymore. So, but moving on along, so the Harbor token is going to be basically the equivalent to the Maker token. All right, so that is going to be the token that is the governance token, and it will also act as a backstop to help hold the peg for CMST. So similar with the way that MakerDAO works. So what it will do is it will actually do like a buyback and burn type of thing. So when the CMST token is trading above the peg for an extended period of time, the protocol automatically mints more CMST token to buy back and burn the Harbor token. All right, and so when it is below the peg, the protocol automatically mints Harbor token to buy back and burn CMST. So it helps try to act as a backstop to keep that collateralized there, or to keep it balanced, at least the peg balanced. So they have a pretty robust ecosystem that they're building with this. If you want to know more about it, you can check out this article here on Leofinance from our friends over at carbonZERO, or link in the description below. You can actually go and check out the actual Medium post from the Comdex team that gets really deep down in the nitty gritty of it, according to really what they have now. So take a look at any one of those articles and you will learn about that new composite asset. So that's a new answer to basically there is no stable, there are no stable coins on Cosmos at this point after UST pretty much went through the floor. About the nicest way that I can say that. Anyway, check out Composite from Comdex coming up soon. And so, guys, on that note, I'm going to be ending this live stream now. Really, I was just kind of doing this live stream as a test. Now I know kind of like I need to get a little bit more comfortable in the whole, just one time through live stream approach versus the recording aspect where I can stop and keep doing stuff, So just getting back in the mix of it, really trying to get more into it for trading and play to earn purposes, because we're going to be getting into some of that as well. Trying to expand the content that is on the channel beyond just talking about the same stuff that everybody else, all the other YouTubers and other crypto influencers are out there talking about. We want to do things a little differently. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. You can always check out the recording on YouTube as well as 3speak.tv. Hopefully in the next week I'm going to be getting out to Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and some other stuff using the Restream platform. So I'm going to be playing around with some live streaming. Again, just testing out this new mobile internet connection that I got from my van life stuff, So, yeah, seeing how this works out and how much data it actually uses. Because I get like 100 gigs a month for $55 a month from AT&T, so it's not too terribly bad. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. Be cool, be real, always abide, and don't get wrecked out there in those crazy markets. Peace out, guys.